Hello everyone and welcome to your Pilates workout for today. We've got a pair of slides and an ankle weight for our equipment. Of course, it's always optional. With the slide work though, I do want you to find a substitute. So if you're on a carpeted sort of surface, you can use a pair of plastic plates on your feet and your hands. If you're on a smoother surface, some hand towels or some socks will go perfectly. You can always put your socks on your hands as well. I think I'm going to regret my long sleeve outfit decision, but let's get into it. Let's get warm, let's get moving. So we're going to come down onto our knees to start, and now we are still working on some core activation prep work here, but we're also warming up through the legs. So we're doing, like always, a general class, but there is going to be a little bit more of a bias towards using the slides today, and I want you to stay on. I know some of you really dislike the slides, but the best way to get good at something is to keep practicing, as much as we hate hearing that. So you can go with your feet flat or your feet tucked for this one. We're going into a quad extension, so your knees can be stacked directly underneath your hips, and we're drawing our rib cage towards our hips to start. Okay, so a lot of the time we see a flared position. Let's tuck down, rib cage. You can even pull the hips up towards you as well, and you can have your hands either next to you or you can cross them. Hips, it really doesn't matter. Now we're hinging straight back from the knee, not pushing the hips back behind you. Okay, so keeping the hips through, hip extension, rib cage down, and we're going to hinge back, get a pause, and then drawing all the way back in. So I actually do start to feel my core when I get the pause back, tucking down rib cage. Okay, we're avoiding this where the shoulders are moving and your hips are staying relatively fixed. Okay, we want the hips to be moving as well. So hips come back, pause, and then drawing all the way back in. Let's do 3 more. Exhale, and up. 2 more. And last one. Now we're going to hold here, and let's go pulling the rib cage down. Hold for 5, 4, 3, 2, feeling the burn in the quads, and all the way up. Nice. It's normal to feel your glutes a little bit as well, especially if you're squeezing them together as you hinge back. Okay, so we're going to go with one leg out in front in the lunge, and we're just going to tuck the toes at the back from here, pulling the tailbone under. We're getting a nice stretch for the hip flexor and the quad just after we did that one. So you can either push forward slightly or reach back. Let's go 30 seconds here. Relaxing our shoulders. If this hurts your knee, you can always roll up your mat. With any of this work on our knees, you can do this. 10 seconds. 3, 2, and other side. Drawing it in. Bring one leg out for a lunge and tailbone is under. You can reach back or you can shift forward. 30 seconds. When we're doing this one, a lunge sort of stretch, we're trying not to push the hip up too high. Try and keep them square and have the tilt get the stretch through the hip flexor rather than a rotation through the hip. Try and keep them as square as you can. 10 seconds. 2, and 1, drawing it back in. Okay, we're going to go back to the quad extension now. So feet are either flat. Having them tucked might help you to feel a little bit more stable here if you felt like the other exercise or the first time we did it was far too hard. Okay, we're going to try taking the arms out in front of us this time. Rib cage is still reaching down towards your hips, and let's go reaching back. I can get a lot further when I'm on my toes, and then coming all the way back up. Okay, I feel a lot stronger here. But it also doesn't work my quads as much, so I'm going to flatten them back out. Let's go 3 more. Shoulders down. 2. Hips are through. And last one. Holding it back. And now we're going to go reaching the arms up and lower. Let's go 4, 3, 2, and last one. Coming all the way down into a 4-point kneel from here. We're going to push the floor away, round through the shoulders, rib cage up towards your hips, and then we're going to reach your arm away and lower. Other arm and lower. Start taking the opposite leg to arm and in. Other side. Let's go 4 more. 3, 2, and last one. From there. And now we're going to shift forward with the shoulders, bending the elbows, and then rising all the way back up. So this is upper body prep, okay? We're getting nice and warm through the shoulders, biceps, triceps, and your wrists. Keep pushing the floor away, rib cage towards your hips, shifting over and down, coming back up. Okay, your progression from here would be to do these on your toes. If you're finding it's a little bit too hard, bring the hands a bit closer towards the knees, and then you can shift more weight into the legs to help you. Okay, let's do 4 more from here. Keep pushing away. 3, and last one. Nicely done. Okay, we're going to flatten your mat back out if you had it rolled up, and we're going to lay flat on our belly from here. Now, drawing down onto the belly, we're going to pull the elbows up onto the floor and lift the chest. You can either have them out to the side like I do here, or you can have them square. If you find you're in too much internal rotation, so you're in a shrug when you've got the arms, the elbows out to the side, come back to your square position. We're sitting up and out of the shoulders, pulling the chest open and away. And now this might be enough of a stretch for some of you if you just want to hold it here, if you're not feeling quite warm enough. Otherwise, we're going to warm up through our glute max, so the biggest part of our bottom here. And we're just going to go lifting one leg up and then lower it down. Keeping both legs as straight as you can. Lift up and lower. Up. Sitting up and out of the shoulders. Squeezing through your bottom. And let's go 5 more. 4, 2, and 1, holding it up, and let's pulse it. 10, 9, 6, 3, 2, and 1, lower down. And we're going to go to the other side. If this is feeling far too aggressive on your lower back, you can just flatten yourself back out and do just the leg. Okay, let's go other side. Full range, squeezing up and lower down, sitting up and out of the shoulders. It's something we subconsciously start to forget about. We sink into the shoulder, then we're all of a sudden we're really hunched and shrugging. Okay, sitting up and out, let's go. Squeeze. Keep pushing the other leg away from you, both legs are straight. And let's go 4 more. 3, 2, up and hold, and 1, and pulse it. Lift and lift. You can have your eye gaze just reaching out in front of you. Let's go 4, 3, 2, and 1. Nicely done. Lowering down with the chest for everyone now, stacking our hands. So we're going to place our forehead on our hands here. Okay. Now we're going to lift both legs up together, squeezing through your bottom, lifting and lower. Then we're going with just the chest, rise and lower. Let's keep alternating. Lift, warming up through our posterior chain, so through our upper back, lower back, glutes, hamstrings. You might even feel your calves if you're pointing your feet. Let's go 2 more of each. Last one. Down. Nicely done. Let's roll over onto our back. We're going to do a core activator exercise now. So laying flat with your legs fully extended, arms are going to reach all the way overhead. And now we're going to try and imprint your spine, so where we remove the gap from your lower back and the floor. So pushing down as hard as you can, and then release. And pushing back down, and release. If this is hurting your back, trying to push down and then release that movement, just bend your knees. It'll help you to flatten your back out a little bit more. Let's keep it going. 4, 3, 2, and 1. Holding your imprint, we're going to take the arms all the way down to the floor now. And let's lift one leg up. And then the other one, we're in tabletop position now. So optional, if you feel like you could progress from here, you can lift the chest up. If you're postpartum, if you've previously had a baby, or you tend to get a lot of pain through the lower back, I recommend just keeping the head down. And let's go tapping one leg and lift. Other side and lift. If your neck is hurting and your chest is up, just go hands behind your head. You can clasp your fingers together. Make sure you're hanging your head into your hand. And let's go 6 more here. 5, 3, 2, and 1. Now let's go double leg. Lift, extend away, and bend back in. Double, lift, extend, and bend. Let's go 4 more. Try not to lose your imprint. 3, 2, in through the nose, out through the mouth, and last one. And extend. Nicely done. Lower it down, lower the chest. Legs are relaxed, and have a breather here. Let's just drop our knees from one side to the other. I'm hoping that you felt your core in that one. If you didn't, I'll make sure that we do some exercises later that you'll definitely feel them in. Okay, last activator exercise, we're warming up through the inner thighs, so your adductors now, all the way up from like your groin towards the knee here is a good position to be feeling it. If you don't feel it all the way through that range, that's fine. Some people feel this right up the top near their knee. Some people feel it right quite low in their groin. Okay, so let's go both legs elevated. Get your legs as straight as you can from here. If you really struggle to get them straight, you could fold up your mat, or you could also put your hands underneath the hips for this one. Now, I don't like this option, or this scaling option for every exercise, so I'll tell you when it's applicable. For this one, it's okay because we're not focusing on our core or our back imprint mobility. We're just trying to help your range through the hamstrings, okay? So that's why this one it's all right to do. Now, up to you, whatever scaling option you need. We're going to point your feet first, so toes are drawing away from you, and we're just dropping the legs straight out to the side and then draw it all the way back in. So side and in. Now, everyone's range is going to be really different here depending on your mobility. I'm quite mobile through my middle split, so I'm going to reach as far out as I can and then draw it all the way back in. Let's just make sure that wherever your range is and whatever tempo you're working with, you're not just letting the legs fall out to the side, okay? You're controlling it as it draws out and back in. Let's go 4 more, and then we're going to go shorter. 3, 2, and now hold it out at your end range, and I just want you to find your midway point. I'll face this way. So say this is my end range here, my midway point would be about here, okay, in between starting and my finish. And now we're going to go with little pulses, so rise, lower, rise. So we're keeping the legs parallel. We're about to turn them out, which is going to get into our inner thighs a little bit more. So if you're feeling it more so through just the hamstrings having a little stretch, you can bend your knees a little bit more from here. Okay, let's go 5, 4, 3, 2, and drawing it all the way in. Now you can have a little break if your feet are cramping from pointing, just give them a little bit of a stretch, go for a little walk. And now we're going to go into an externally rotated position. So we're going to flex your feet, draw your toes towards you, and then turn the legs out. Good, so you're drawing your heels in towards each other, and now we're taking the legs straight out to the side and all the way in, pulling the heels back together. Legs are as straight as you can again, and squeezing up, and then controlling back away. Let's go 5 more full range. 4, 3, 2, and 1. Holding it out, and then bring it back up halfway. Keep rotating, push the heels forward, toes are back, and let's go. Pulses up and up. Let's go. 10, 9, 7, 5, 3, 2, point your feet, and let's circle, circle. So a good reference point, just imagine that you're circling around like a regular sized dinner plate. Let's go. 10 more. 9, doesn't matter what way you circle. 7, 5, 2, and 1. Drawing all the way in. Nice work. Have a little breather. That's our warm-up done. Okay, that's our warm-up activation work done. Let's get into our core work. We're going to start with the slides. You can roll your mat up and have some extra cushioning for your hands or your elbows if you like. If you don't want to use your mat at all, that's totally fine. Okay. If you've got the slides like mine with the foam and the plastic, highly recommend the plastic side on the carpet and then the foam side on the smooth surface. And we'll just go starting just quickly on the slides, if you are using them. Have your foot to the center of it. As we rise up onto the ball of the foot, we're hardly ever flat-footed on the slides when we're in any of the plank sort of positions, okay? So we just want to have it towards the center, so then if we shift forward or back, the foot stays fixed on there, okay? So we're going to start out in a plank position. Now you can do any of these exercises, especially the plank work, because planks are already pretty tricky without adding a moving surface. You can do them without the slides. I'll show you the options after I've shown you the slide exercise. So on the hands or on the elbows, whatever is better for you. And we're just going to start by reaching from a 4-point nail straight out into a plank and then tucking back in, resetting each time. Straight up and in. Rib cage towards your hips and in. Away and in. So the option, keep going with them, option without the slides is just a knee lift and tap, lift and tap. Okay, let's keep it going for 20 more seconds for everyone. Keep breathing, exhale, inhale as we pull it back in, keeping our shoulders down away from the ears. 5, 4, 2, and 1. Holding it out, keep pushing the floor away, and let's go pull one leg in, one leg in, one leg across, one leg across. So it's straight, straight, across, across. If you're on your elbows, your range, it's exactly the same, your range will just be smaller, okay? So it's in, cross, cross, in, cross, cross, okay? Without your slides, keep it going if you can. It's in, tap, tap. Okay, whatever option you need. It's normal to start feeling your shoulders, your quads, and your core, I'm hoping. If your lower back is really feeling this, I want you to focus more on pushing the floor away, scooping the ribcage towards your hips. If it's still not helping, definitely take the slides away, and you might even want to just get some static holds, so some non-moving holds in a plank on your elbows, knees, toes, etc. Okay, you can definitely have a break now. So the next one we're going to be going into is a pike. With this one, we're trying to draw the hips up towards the ceiling, scoop the hips towards your ribs, and then flatten back out. Just make sure when we lower that we're not falling into the lower back. Okay, remember, hands or elbows rising out, we're piking up, lower back down. Up, so we're avoiding this, where we go through a nice strong plank, and then everyone some people tend to sink down through the hips, okay? That's something that we really want to avoid, because it's a big range to be working from this much extension, pulling up into a neutral, and then up into a flexion through the spine. Okay, so let's come back down and we'll just pike and lower to where you know is nice and strong. Pike back up and lower. 5 more. 4, 3, 2, and 1. Holding it out, and let's go out and in. Okay, without the slides, it's just a walk out and a walk in. Let's go 10. 3, 2, and 1. Dropping down. Nice. Have a little breather. I'm definitely regretting my long sleeve top now. We should be feeling pretty warm. Okay, we're going to do 3 of the exercises combined into 1 now. So we're going to go with the forward, forward, side, side, pike, lower, pike, lower. Okay, so that's 2 exercises because this one was 1. Okay, and now instead of doing the out and in, I want you to try and walk it. Okay, you have 2 options for walking. You can either literally walk forward and walk back on the hands, like this, and back. If that's too much, or you're not using the slides, you're going to come down and walk onto the elbows. So lower, lower, and you can either hold, or we're going to try and rise, rise. Okay, so let's do that. We're going to go for about 30 seconds. It feels like a long time while you're doing it. It really isn't that long. So take the scaling option, do whatever you need to do, take it slower if you need. It doesn't matter how many rounds of each you get done. So we've got the forward, forward, side, side, pike, and then walk forward, walk back. We've got 2 pikes. Okay, let's do it. So forward, forward, side, side, pike up, down, walk forward, 2, 3, back, 2, 3, return. Let's go again. Side, side, 2 pikes, and pike, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. Nice. Okay, that's 30 seconds. We're going to have about 10 seconds break, then we're doing it again. Big breath in through the nose, big breath out through the mouth. 3, 2, 1, let's do it. Nice and strong. Square, square, twist, twist, pike the 2, 2, and then we're walking either forward or on the elbows. And again. Knee, twist, twist, pike, lower, pike, lower, and down, down, up, up, down, down, up, up. Nice work. Dropping it down. Whew, they are tough. So we're going to get into a little bit more core work without the slides. So just take them off to the side. We'll be using them again, don't worry. And to finish us off for our core work, we're going to work with a little bit of teaser. So there's lots of different options for a teaser. I'm going to show you the full advanced teaser, and then I'll show you the regressions from there. This is part of Contrology, which is old school classical style Pilates. If you keep an eye out on the little video titles, I'm actually going to do a Pilates class, pure Contrology, in the next few weeks. All right, so we're going to lie down, arms start reaching overhead, legs are fully extended as well. And now the full one, we're drawing our chin towards our chest, and we're thinking that our hips are our anchor point on the floor. Say we're starting fully extended, we're drawing up with the ankles and the chest together, and then they lower, rolling back down through the spine together as well. Okay, so this is just as challenging on our mobility as it is on our strength and balance. So let's use our inhale through the nose, and exhale, we're rising up with the chest and the legs at the same time, keeping your legs as straight as you can. And then we're going to roll all the way back down through the spine to land. Second option, you can bend both knees in and then reach both the way. Okay, so they're your first 2. They're pretty similar, just either straight leg or bent leg. The next option from there, you can have one leg bent. Your arms are helping you with whatever option you're choosing. They're scooping round and lifting up, and you can use a little bit of that momentum to help get you there if you need that little bit of assistance for the last bit of your range. And now, second option, you can keep one foot on the floor, and that acts as a bit of a base that you can push up off, and then rolling down the other side. So you can keep going with whatever option. If none of these have been suitable for you, just keep following along with me. And then the last option from here is to come up, and you're working with your eccentric. So you start up in a tabletop or a full teaser position, and then you just work on rolling down. And then you push back up, resetting each time. Okay, let's keep it going. Whatever option you're choosing, let's just work with that for the next 40 seconds while I chat to you about a couple of different techniques. So time has started now, let's do it. If you're finding that your legs are coming up before your chest or vice versa, it's purely just a timing thing rather than a strength thing more often than not. So let's try and work on them drawing up together, then rolling down together. Keep using your breath. We have 25 more seconds. Exhale up, inhale down. Ten seconds here. On our next one, let's hold it up. Whatever position you're in. If you're doing the one leg bent, one leg straight, let's just try and lift either both the tabletop or both legs out. And let's hold here for 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Nice work. Rolling all the way down. Have a little breather. One last core exercise for us before we move on to our glutes. We're going to be laying on our side. We did an adaptation of this exercise in the previous class. Now we're just going to change it up a little bit. So we're going to come up onto the elbow, keeping the shoulder down away from our ear. Legs are extended, and we're going to lift straight up and then lower straight back down, avoiding where we collapse into the shoulder and become really passive through the upper body. Sitting up and out, lifting up through the side that's closest to the floor, and let's go lift and lower. Lift. So I do want you to focus on the bottom side here. It's not just the shoulder. And if you start to relax here, then it ends up just being that you're lifting off your hip, or you might just feel your abductors there, okay? So try and keep it up, lift this up, and your core is reaching or engaging to reach the feet up. And let's go 5 more, full range, and then we're going to pulse it with the legs. 3, 2, and holding up, and pulses. 10, 9, 5, 3, 2, and 1. Hold and lower. Nice work. Let's do that on the other side now. On our elbows, sitting up and out of the shoulders, and rise up, full range, and lower. Up and lower. Let's go 6 more. 3, 2, and holding it up. And let's go pulses. Lift and lift. 4 more. 4, 3, 2, and 1. Hold. Hold it. And lower. Nicely done. Okay, let's get into our glute work. We're going to place the ankle weight on our right side to begin with. Moving into our glute work now, we've got our ankle weight on our right side. We're going to be doing a little bit of side lying work now, and then we're going to come up to standing and use one of the slides. Okay, so you can either have your hand to your head or your head to your shoulder, whatever's more comfortable through your neck. And we're going to have a little bend in the supporting leg from here. And now we're going to hover the working leg up in line with your hip, and we're going to bend it in towards us, extend all the way away, straightening through the leg, and then we're going to rise up for 4, 3, 2, 1, and then we're bending all the way back in and pushing away from the heel. 4, 3, 2, and 1. Good. So let's keep it going. It's normal to be feeling it through your glute med, so through the side of the hip here. And 1, and in, 2, and reach. So if you prefer to actually come up on the elbow, you can do that here as well. We don't do this option very often. And 4, 3, 2, 1. Making sure if we are up on the elbow, let's sit up and out of the shoulder, lifting up through the side of the torso. Last one, let's go in, push away, and 4, 3, 2, and 1. Alright, we're going to be working through some internal rotation and external rotation now, so that's moving the leg in and out. So we're going to start with the leg hovering up in line with the hip, and then we're going to tap the toes down in front of us, and then as we lift back up, the toes lift back up towards the ceiling. So tap and lift, tap and lift. So when we tap, we want to make sure that the movement isn't coming just from your ankle or your foot, tapping and then lowering. We want the knee to be moving as well, so the knee points down towards the floor, then it points up either in front of you or towards the ceiling. Let's keep it going. Tap and lift. Four. Let's go 4 more times. You should be feeling it here. 3, 2, and 1. Holding it straight up. And now from here we're going to go rise up, lower, tap, and back. So we're combining the two, tap and back. 6 more. 5. Keeping it up. 3. Keep rotating as much as you can. 2. And last one. And tap. Now let's go little circles to finish our side lying on this side. Then we're going to come up to standing. So lift and lift. You can have the top hand on the floor to help stabilize you here. Let's go 6 more. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Well done. Okay, coming up to standing. I'm just going to take the mat out of the way. Now we're going to use the leg with the weight. That one's going to have the slide underneath it. So if you're using the slides, like I said earlier, the plastic side is much better under your foot if you're on the smoother surface. So the foam side is down. Now we're going to go into some scooter and some lunging. Now with these 2 exercises, they look similar, but where they are moving from should be really different. The positions that we might be feeling it in, or the muscles that we might be feeling it in, is through our glutes, hamstrings, and quads. It's also normal to be feeling, and this isn't for everyone, through the front of the shin and the calf, especially if your balance isn't a strong point for you. If your foot kind of shifts back and forth through the ankle, your shins and your calves and your feet will really feel that, and it's normal. You can just go for a walk, have a little stretch, and then the beauty with this is that you can just pause it and then join back in when you're ready. Okay, so we're going to start with the feet stacked directly underneath our hips from here, so in line with our sit bones, the bony part of your bottom. And whenever we're doing any of these exercises, scooter or lunges, and we're staying fixed on one leg, we want to try and keep the inside of the knee in line with our big toe or our second toe. So strengthening in that nice square alignment, the parallel alignment that is most efficient for us. Okay, so let's go with our scooter. We're going to bend through the left side and then it stays there, and then the right side is doing the work and doing the movement. Okay, so we're going to hinge our hips back, push your bottom back from here, bring the chest forward, and we're going to bend your left leg. Now we want 90% of your weight to be in the front leg. The only weight that should be in the back leg is just enough to move it in and out to pull the ankle weight back in as well, because we haven't actually done this with an ankle weight before. So let's reach straight back. And now from here, we're going to lift the leg up, lower down, pull back in, reach back away. Lift, lower, bend, and in. Now, if you're finding you're not hitting the slide when you're returning back each time, you can either just shift your eye gaze to be looking through and down, or if you just want to do scooter, in, scooter, and in, that's fine. This is actually the traditional scooter exercise. The lift is an add-on. So shoulders are reaching down, whatever option you want to do. If you're feeling more quad, the front of your leg, and you want to try and feel it more through the glutes and the hamstrings, just think about pushing the tailbone out a little bit and bringing the chest a little bit further down. Let's go 4 more. 3, 2, ribcage towards your hips, and 1, holding it back. And now let's just go scooter. 10, 9, 6, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Coming up to standing. Nice. So I actually feel that mainly in my left side, okay? Left glute and hamstring, a little bit of quad. If you're feeling more so the quad in the back leg, the right one that's moving with the weight, you're shifting too much weight into your toes, okay? So just shift more into the supporting leg. Okay, coming into our lunges now. The back leg, so your right leg is staying straight from now, okay, until we go to the other side. This one is going to be bending and extending, we're lunging, okay, so taking it straight back and then drawing it all the way back in. Lower down and rise. This is where we really want to make sure that we're not doing a wobbly leg on the left side. Straight back and up. So trying to think about keeping our big toe, our little toe and our heel planted, lifting up through the arch of the foot. Your leg is going straight back in. Let's go 4 more. 3, 2, and holding it back, and let's pulse it. Back. 16 here. 10. Get a little bit lower. 7, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Drawing it all the way in. Nice. Now this leg still stays straight with the ankle weight. This one is going bent. We're just doing the same thing, same format as the lunge, but it's just out to the side. Okay? So it's straight out and in. Out and in. 2 options again. You can either have the knees pushing forward or the hips pushing back, depending on where you want to feel it. If you're pushing too much weight into the leg with the slide, you'll find it's very hard to pull back in, and we don't want to be using momentum to shift it back. So just straight out and in. Only draw it in to as far as you can keep the leg straight without lifting up through the hip too. Down and up. Let's go 6 more full range. 5, 4, 3, 2, hold it out, pulses, 16. 10 more. 4, 3, 2, and 1. Drawing it in. Nice work. Okay, change it over. Let's swap legs, have a drink. This is our last little bit of class, okay? Okay, our ankle weight should be on our left leg now. Roll your mat back out and let's come back down to the floor for our sideline glute work. We've just got all of that sequence again on this side, and then that'll do us, okay? Coming down on the floor, remember hand to your head or head to your shoulder, whatever feels better for you. And we're going to bend the bottom leg and let's pull the top leg in, reach away and lift. 4, 3, 2, and 1. Bending back in. Keeping our core active as we lay here. 4, 3, and 1. Keeping the knee in the same straight alignment the whole time when we bend in, and then reach back away in line with the hip. And in, away, and lift. Let's go 4 more times. 3. Making sure when we lower, it's not lowering any lower than hip height. Okay, so we're trying not to come into this position where we push up into the hip. 2 more. And last one. 2, and 1. Nice. Have a little breather. And now we've got the tap down with the toes, the knees pointing down, and then we're coming back up. So let's tap down and lift. Down and lift. Good. Making sure it's not coming from just our foot. Rotate through the hip, the knee is pointing down, then the knee points up. Let's go 5 more. 3, 2, and 1. Nice. Have a little breather. Well and truly feeling it through my glute med and glute minor here now. Not so much in my glute max at the back. Okay, save that for our scooter and our lunges. Okay, so we're going to lift the leg back up, and now we're going to circle. So let's circle and circle. Let's go 5 more, and then we're going to combine them. 3, 2, and 1. And now let's go bending in, reaching away, and circle, circle, and in. Let's go 2 more. And last one. Circle and circle. Nice. And coming down. Awesome job. Okay, have a little massage, have a little stretch, do whatever you need to do, and then we're going to come up to standing and do our scooter. So just grabbing one slide, and we're going to go with our feet hip distance apart again, so stacked in line with each other. And we're going to go bending through the supporting leg, taking it straight back. And now let's go in, away, lift, and lower. In, away, lift, and lower. Let's go 5, 4. Rib cage down. 3. Okay, and just staying with the scooter, in and back. Keeping this leg fixed, trying not to move in and out here. Keep pushing the tailbone back, chest is forward. Let's go 6 more. 3, 2, and 1. Picking up our tempo, let's go 8, 7, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Drawing it all the way in. Have a little breather, little shake. And we're going to go into a lunge. This side is staying with the bend and extend. Our right side, left side stays straight from here on in, okay? Pushing it straight back, sitting up and out of the hips, rib cage down, and let's go full range lunge and straight back up. Shoulders down. Remember, about 90% of our weight is in our right side. Let's go 5 more. 4, 3, and 1. Holding it back, and let's pulse it. 16. So as we start to get tired, let's make sure we're not shifting too much weight into the back leg. 4, 3, 2, and 1. Drawing all the way in. Okay, and keeping this leg straight, we're going to go lateral lunge straight out to the side. Let's do it. Out and in. Let's go 8, full range. 5, 3, 2, and 1. 16 pulses. Let's do it. 12, 11, 10, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Drawing it all the way in. Well done. Okay, let's take our weight off. Let's take the slide off to the side. I'm just going to do a roll down as a little bit of a cool down. So starting up nice and tall and rolling all the way down through the spine. And rolling all the way up. And let's reach over to one side here. And other. And drawing all the way in. Thank you for joining me today. Look out for Contrology in the next week or two, and I'll see you next time.